If you follow the stock market, you probably know how overwhelming it can be. Thousands of stocks. Endless news. Charts moving every second. And sometimes it feels almost impossible to keep up with everything happening in the market. Every day there are earnings reports, analyst opinions, macroeconomic news, interest rate decisions, and geopolitical events that can move prices in seconds. For individual traders and investors, trying to process all that information manually can feel like drinking from a fire hose. But something interesting has started happening over the last few years. More and more traders are beginning to use artificial intelligence to help them analyze the market, not to magically predict the future, but to process information faster. I can scan financial reports, analyze charts, summarize news articles, compare companies, and even detect patterns in historical market data. Tasks that used to take hours can sometimes be done in seconds. And that's why AI tools are becoming increasingly popular among traders, investors, and analysts. So in this video, we're going to explore 7 AI tools that traders are using to analyze the market and make smarter decisions. Some of these tools are used by professional traders. Others are surprisingly accessible to anyone with an internet connection. And together they show how artificial intelligence is changing the way people approach financial markets. But before we start, there's something important we need to clarify. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered financial or investment advice. Artificial intelligence tools can assist with research and analysis, but they cannot predict the market with certainty. Financial markets are influenced by many unpredictable factors, and no tool can guarantee profits. Always do your own research and consider speaking with a qualified financial professional before making investment decisions. With that said, let's take a look at some of the AI tools traders are using today. Tool 1. TradingView. One of the most widely used platforms for chart analysis today is TradingView. TradingView has been popular among traders for years, mainly because of its powerful charting tools and its large community of analysts. But recently, the platform has begun integrating more advanced automation and AI-assisted features. Traders use TradingView to analyze price action and understand how markets behave over time. For example, traders can study trend line support and resistance levels, moving averages, momentum indicators, volume analysis instead of looking at numbers and spreadsheets. Traders can visually interpret how supply and demand interact in the market. Another powerful feature is the ability to create custom alerts. Imagine you are watching a stock that you believe might break out above a resistance level. Instead of staring at the chart all day, you can set an alert. If the price reaches that level, the platform notifies you instantly. This automation alone can save traders a huge amount of time. Some traders even use TradingView scripts to build semi-automated strategies that monitor market conditions continuously. For swing traders and technical analysts, tools like this make it much easier to track multiple markets at once. Tool 2. TrendSpider. Another interesting platform that focuses heavily on automation is TrendSpider was designed to solve one of the biggest frustrations many traders experience: drawing technical levels manually. If you've ever done technical analysis, you know how time-consuming it can be to draw trend lines, support and resistance levels, channels, and pattern structures. Trend uses machine learning algorithms to help automate parts of this process. The platform can automatically detect important levels on a chart. It can highlight potential breakout zones. It can identify consolidation ranges, where prices move sideways before making large moves. And it can also detect momentum shifts that might indicate changing market sentiment. Instead of analyzing one chart at a time, traders can scan dozens or even hundreds of charts looking for similar patterns. This dramatically speeds up the research process. For traders who rely on technical signals, that kind of automation can be incredibly valuable. Tool 3. ChatGPT. A tool that has become extremely popular in many industries is ChatGPT. Even though it wasn't designed specifically for trading, many investors and traders have discovered creative ways to use it as a research assistant. One common use case is summarizing financial information. Public companies publish large amounts of data, earnings reports, investor presentations, financial statements, conference call transcripts. Reading all of that manually can take hours. But AI tools can summarize key points much faster. For example, you could ask an AI assistant to summarize the main highlights from a company's earnings report. or to explain why a particular company's revenue increased or decreased over time. Another interesting use case is company comparison. Instead of manually collecting data from multiple sources, traders can ask AI to compare companies based on key metrics such as revenue growth, profit margins, debt levels, market trends, of course. The information should always be verified. But as a research assistant, tools like ChatGPT can dramatically accelerate the analysis process. TOOL for Perplexity AI. Another AI tool gaining popularity among traders and researchers is Perplexity AI. Think of it as an AI-powered research engine. When investors want to understand what's happening in a particular sector, they usually have to search through many articles, reports, and news sources. That takes time. Perplexity helps by summarizing information from multiple sources in a single response. For example, traders might ask questions like, what are the main trends affecting semiconductor stocks right now? Or what news events are impacting the energy sector? Instead of opening dozens of browser tabs, the AI gathers information and summarizes it quickly. This makes it much easier to stay informed about the broader market environment. And in financial markets, information speed can be extremely valuable. Tool 5 Tickerin, another platform that uses artificial intelligence for market analysis, is Tickerin focuses on analyzing historical market data and identifying patterns. The idea is simple. Markets often show recurring behaviors. Certain patterns appear again and again across different timeframes and assets. Machine learning systems can analyze large data sets and look for those patterns more efficiently than humans. Tickerin uses probability-based models to identify setups that have historically occurred under similar conditions. For example, the system might detect patterns associated with trend continuation, trend reversals, volatility changes. The platform then presents these insights as possible scenarios for traders to consider. But again, it's important to remember that probabilities are not guaranteed. Markets can always behave unpredictably. These tools simply provide additional data points for Tool 6, FinChat. While some traders focus mostly on charts, others concentrate more on fundamental analysis. That means analyzing the financial health of companies, revenue growth, profitability, market positioning, competitive advantages. For investors who focus on fundamentals, tools like FinChat can be very helpful. FinChat uses AI to organize and analyze financial information about companies. Instead of manually searching through multiple financial reports, users can quickly access key financial metrics. For example, revenue growth over time, profit margins, earnings trends, industry comparisons. This allows investors to compare companies more efficiently and understand their financial trajectory. Fundamental investors often combine this type of data with broader macroeconomic analysis to identify long-term investment opportunities. Tool 7, Claude finally. Another AI assistant that many researchers and analysts use is Claude. One of Claude's strengths is its ability to process very large documents. This can be extremely useful in finance because financial filings can be hundreds of pages long. Documents like earnings reports, annual reports, investor presentations, regulatory filings. These documents contain valuable information, but they take time to analyze. AI assistants can help by summarizing large documents and highlighting key sections. For example, an investor might upload a long earnings report and ask the AI to summarize the most important insights or identify potential risks mentioned in the document. Again, the goal isn't to replace human judgment. It's to accelerate the research process. How traders actually use. One of the biggest misconceptions about artificial intelligence in finance is the idea that AI can automatically generate perfect trading decisions. In reality, most experienced traders use AI in a different way. They use it as a decision support tool. I can scan large amounts of data. I can summarize complex information. AI can detect patterns faster than humans, but interpretation and risk management still depend on the trader. Successful traders usually combine multiple sources of information: technical analysis, fundamental analysis, macro trends, market sentiment. AI simply helps process those inputs more efficiently. In other words, artificial intelligence acts as an assistant, not a replacement. Final message: artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming the way people analyze financial markets. Tasks that once required hours of manual research can now be completed much faster with the help of AI tools. But it's important to approach these technologies with the right expectations. They are powerful assistants, not crystal balls. The most successful traders are usually those who combine technology, discipline, risk management, and critical thinking. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about AI tools, technology, and how people are using AI in different industries, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you know another interesting AI tool that traders are experimenting with, leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.